And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to April Ascension 2025. We're going to get right into it. We're going to kick things off. I'm your host, Tick. And we're going to have an elimination fatal four-way match for the VWA Television Championship. This man, Casey Huffman, the former recent VWA champion, entrant number 1. And entrant number 2, Nick Flaherty, of course, has experience with this man, number 3, George Thornberry, who, in a shocking development at Wilderness War II, betrayed his former tag team partner and the defending VWA Television Champion, this man, Sam Branham. Sam, of course, having won the championship from Casey a few weeks ago. And the bell has rung. And as a reminder, if you're pinned, if you tap out, you're eliminated. George and Casey starting things off as Flaherty and Sam start things off. George with a drop kick to Casey's knee. And now George going after Flaherty. Sam with an Irish whip. Casey gets behind George, turns him around. Flaherty locks Sam in a sleeper hold. Meanwhile, Casey with a jumping elbow attack to George. And now Flaherty wrestling Casey to the mat while Sam going after George. Sam, of course, quoted as saying he's got nothing to prove to George. Look at this. Oh, a double suplex to Sam from Casey and George. Now, Sam got his one-on-one match against George, and he scored a very dominant victory. And Sam, of course, the champion, having been quoted as saying he's got nothing more to prove to George. George turned his back on Sam, and Sam showed him why that was a mistake with a win at March to Victory a few months ago. Now locking Flaherty into that armbar. Casey, big elbow to the back of the head of George Thornberry. Now these 4 guys, in the company we all previously worked for, these 4 guys got some history. Big rolling elbow there. George and Sam once fought for a world championship in that previous company, only to be interrupted by Nick Flaherty. And then, of course, Nick Flaherty and Sam Branham once met in the finals of a 16-man tournament to crown the first ever certain champion. Flaherty with a big wheel kick to Sam now. Gets on the other side of him. Flaherty been targeting the champion most of this match. Hits Sam right in the back of the head, but Sam turns around. Big uppercut from Sam. Knocks Flaherty off his feet. Sam again shoves him off, but Flaherty now ready. Big strike to the jaw. Picks him up. Beautiful scoop slam. And meanwhile, George now has Casey. Irish whip against the ropes. Big drop kick to the knee. Knocks Casey against the ropes. Casey with a quick recovery, only to run into those kicks, those quick strikes from George. And now as we go, oh, look at George coming after Sam. Drop kick right to the leg. And now George and Flaherty, a double pile driver to the champion Sam Branham. George very quickly turns his attention back to Casey. Casey, though, goes to the Irish whip, reversed by George. And Flaherty with a big suplex to Sam. Sam goes low to tackle Flaherty and get the early advantage. Flaherty reverses an Irish whip, picks him. What a rolling spine buster to the champion as George and Casey exchange strikes. Flaherty with that nice T-bone suplex as Casey throws an elbow and locks George into a beautiful Grand Cross submission hold. Flaherty now has Sam. Another German suplex there. And now Casey's got Sam going to capitalize, rolling elbow to the back of the head. As Flaherty's all fired up, Sam took a big hit to the back of the head now. And Flaherty with the end of days to George. George has been bloodied, and he's covering George out of nowhere. And George barely getting the kick out. Casey now rolling Sam into that rolling cross-arm breaker. Sam is woozy after that elbow to the back of the head, so Casey's going to do some damage to the arm, and he's all fired up now. And he's got George. Gets behind George, locking in the dead wing submission hold out of nowhere to George Thornberry. And George just took that end of days from Nick Flaherty. George is very woozy right now. Sam now going to tackle Flaherty to the ground. And look at George covered in blood. Strikes Casey in the throat. Casey has Sam, though. Irish whip into the corner, reversed by Sam. Casey, of course, has some beef with Sam, as Sam defeated him to win the television championship, hence he's the champion in this match. Casey now has Sam, though. Irish whip, reversed by Sam. And now Flaherty was holding George down. He just eliminated George. Flaherty with a... And now, look at this. And now Casey and Flaherty going to double team the champion. Sam putting up a valiant effort, kicks Casey in the face. Wow. My attention was focused on Sam and Casey, so much so that I didn't... Nick Flaherty out of nowhere eliminates George. Sam, however, gets behind Flaherty, locks him in an armbar. Flaherty's stuck in that armbar now. And George still hanging out on the outside of the ring, as per custom, these elimination matches. But Sam is ready. He turns Flaherty around, Irish whip, and now he's got Flaherty, picks him up. Look at the arrowhead! The arrowhead connects to Nick Flaherty. Patented move by Sam Branham. Casey picks Flaherty up, elbow right to the jaw. And now Sam, the big Mongolian, strike to Casey, which allows Flaherty to land that nice falling back suplex. And now Flaherty again, another huge back suplex to Casey, but George is going to trip Sam up. George causing trouble. Flaherty now gets behind Sam, locks in that rear naked choke, but Casey stopped him. And I'm not sure what Casey's mentality was there. And look at this, a double Casey with that core strength to lift Flaherty up, a double power bomb. And now they've got Flaherty again, a double underhook suplex out of nowhere. Flaherty gets to his feet to avoid a cover, but Casey now, look at the arm dragon screw takedown. Softening up the arm for those submission holds. Casey now has Sam. Sam punched Flaherty in the jaw, reverses the Irish whip, and he's got Casey. Beautiful capture suplex. That's vintage Casey Huffman. Vintage Sam Branham, excuse me. And now they've got Casey. And with 3 guys left in this match, it's going to be a rapid-fire series of double team moves as each of these 3 guys betray each other. Sam holding Casey down with a big German suplex. Casey able to get the shoulder up. And again, I'm still a little bit regretful that I wasn't focused on the action with Flaherty and George. George was softened up from that end of days. And now Sam's got Flaherty. And another arrowhead connects. Another arrowhead. And the cover on Nick Flaherty. Holding him down. And Nick Flaherty has been eliminated by Sam Branham. Which means we're down to Sam and Casey. Casey, the former champion. Sam, the man who beat him for it. And it comes back to these 2 guys once again. Casey wasting no time going after Sam. The side kick to the jaw. Sam tackles Casey against the ropes. Goes for a clothesline. Casey was able to get out of the way. Catches Sam. Lands that rolling elbow to the jaw. Casey can be at an advantage if he keeps the champion grounded. He can't let Sam stay on his feet and land these power moves. Sam Irish whips Casey against the turnbuckle. Big falling neck drop there. And now Sam gonna lift the final challenger up. Goes for a kick. Casey catches the leg, but Sam, pulling out some athletic stops, lands a jumping high kick. Casey to his feet, goes for the Irish whip against Sam, and went for that springboard elbow. Nobody home as Casey takes a hard landing to the mat, which gives Sam an opening to pick him up. Look at the huge, strong slam from Sam Branham. And this is what I told Casey he had to avoid. The power moves from Sam. Sam is calling for the finish here. And meanwhile, George and Flaherty just getting brutal out there. Casey thrusting the shoulder into Sam. Sam catches him and just throws him to the mat in a huge display. And it looks like Sam has the challenger where he wants him. Another arrowhead. He used it to eliminate Nick Flaherty. Covers Casey Huffman and uses it to retain his championship. What a performance by Sam. 3 challengers. Sam eliminates 2 of them. Sam is the last man standing after this arrowhead to Casey Huffman. Look at this replay. Oh, man. Wow. Nick Flaherty eliminates George Thornberry. Sam Branham eliminates Nick Flaherty. And Sam Branham eliminates Casey Huffman. 2 arrowheads, allowing Sam to retain the VWA Television Championship. Look at this on replay one more time. What a move by Sam. That patented arrowhead. And Sam Branham will retain the Television Championship to kick off April Ascension.